So in the last episode, I covered how to walk and aim, and now we're gonna cover how to shoot. And so we have some bullets, and we have the shells dropping. So we'll start with the simple stuff. Simple stuff. We have an object here. And I covered this in the last video. I have a bullet that's facing upward, and it just helps when it's facing upward. And it's in here. It's a tiny little thing. I moved it down here, right under the gun. And you can flip it. You can flip it all you want in the inspector. It does not matter. That's the scale. My bad. Because it doesn't really matter. It matters that the image itself is facing upward. But there's the bullet, and we'll get rid of that. And then the shell. And the shell just sits back here a little more. It's behind the bullet. And so for these, after I sized them up, I added a rigid body and added a 2D glider. And then I went ahead and made an object that is like basically in the same spot as where I want it, and I put it inside of the gun. I childed it to the gun, so you can see them here. If you can see the outline, boom. There's where the bullet's gonna be, and that's where the shell's gonna be. It doesn't matter what size these are. That's just we're just gonna focus on the transform of them. So we're going to instantiate a shell right there. We're going to instantiate a bullet at this spot. So now we can focus on, before we get into anything else, this is the easy part right here. So we've got the player. We're doing private game object player, and player equals game object to find the player. And this is the full thing, the full player. And if your tag equals bullet, so we're going to put this bullet script on the shell and on the bullet, but we're going to tag the bullet and just call it bullet. So if I look under my bullet prefab, I already have it tagged as bullet right there. And then, so if it is a bullet, then we do the same thing basically. This is like copy pasta right here. So mouse position equals camera.main screen to world point, and then it's just the mouse position but with a 0 as the Z. The direction equals the difference between the mouse and the game object. And the up, this is the same thing as last couple episodes. The up position is going to be in the position of the direction. And then since we already have a rigid body on there, we're just going to add a force to the up direction by 1,000. And then this is outside of the if statement, by the way. Destroy the game object after 1 second. So that'll happen to the shell too. We want that to happen. Anything that's on the script will be destroyed in 1 second. Now this is a biggie. Since this is on our player and our player has a collider on it, we want to physics 2D to ignore collision of this game object. Whatever's on the script, we want to ignore the player. We don't want it to bump into the player. And that's all for this script. Now for this one, this is the bullet prefab, and then this is the bullet position that I just went over. It's inside of the gun, and then we have the shell, and this shell position, which is inside of the gun. This is the prefab, and the weapon, which is going to be the... It's not technically the gun. This isn't the gun right here. This is the weapon, as in it includes the hand, it includes whatever we have. It's the parent of the hand and the actual weapon. Now ignore these lines. If we click, then we want to instantiate a bullet at the bullet position, and the rotation is going to be 0, and we're going to parent it to the play canvas, and the shell is going to be at shell position. These are the same things, but for the Z, we're going to change it to the rotation. It's going to be a random number, so it's going to be like the shell's just kind of flopping out of your gun. And it's parented to the play canvas. So simple enough. Now for this script, I'd put the this script right here. We slide the prefab of the bullet in there, and then bullet transform, shell, and then the shell transform, and then the weapons, like I said, is the full weapons right here. And then the other script goes straight onto the bullet and straight onto the shell.